Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. B&B has just divulged into a cartoon. And I gotta say, it is pretty entertaining. Um, this episode was especially interesting because he only had two stories. It was Liam and Wyatt, and then, the whole Bill going to the dark side. I don't understand how, if Bill tells the truth, Taylor can go can go to jail for the rest of her life. And from what I understand, Bill said that he didn't see anything. So what, he's just going to suddenly change his story and the cops will be like, oh, well, we got to sit there and arrest Taylor. I mean, it's not murder. If it was actually murder, if he was actually dead, yeah, there's no statute of limitations on that. But that happened years ago. So I can only imagine that the statute of limitations is up at this point. Now, of course, because it's a soap opera, up is down and left is right. I mean, they don't care about stuff like HIPAA. They don't care about stuff like laws or common sense it's just all about the plot. I found this conversation particularly interesting with Bill and Stephanie because they just kept recycling the same thing over and over again from yesterday. Steffi is Cynthia trying to convince Bill not to turn over her mother. Cynthia saying, oh, you loved our family, you're part of our family, this, that, and third, you can't do this, this isn't right. Trying to reach out to Bill's humanity, which clearly he is hanging out with Sheila, so that is not going to wind up happening. And yet she keeps Cynthia saying things like, I'm going to press charges and this, that, and the third. No, you're not. You're not going to press charges. Because Bill is literally telling you, if you do that, your mother is going to jail. It's been 3 days of this conversation, and I find that to be particularly hilarious. Because there would be people who have been watching this show for years, dedicated fans, and I always sit there and ask myself, how are you putting up with this? This is day 3 of the same conversation that they've been having, or probably day 4, I've lost count, of the same conversation that they've been having, pretty much Bill blackmailing Steffi into keeping quiet. And of course, he talks about his pain and that he's alone, and women been rejecting him. What the hell happened to Lee? Remember Lee? Remember when Lee was a kind of a thing? I guess they just kind of scrapped that idea. But, he's lonely and people don't want to be around him anymore. And he feels that, Sheila is the one person that can understand him and that, he's not going to break her like he did the other ones, the other women, and blah, 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 blah. Ben tries to reason with him, father to father. And I'm like, bro, if Steffi couldn't convince him to change his mind, I don't know what you think you're going to do. And what particularly makes this whole falling from grace or just him, I guess, having, I don't want to sit there and say it's funny to sit there and watch him have a nervous breakdown, but when you really think about it, okay, yeah, Brooke rejected him, Katie rejected him. But here's the thing, though. The guy's rich, he has looks, find another woman. He acts as though he lost his sons. He works with his sons day in, day out. And it's not like they don't sit there and spend time with him. He doesn't sit there and take them to lunch and stuff like that. So this whole I'm lonely and this, that, and the third is a pile of crap. That's what makes this even more funnier to watch. He's been spending time with Lee for a little bit. I don't know what happened with that. But now, out of nowhere, he's wearing this sword necklace. And because of what, 2 women in L.A. Let's think about that. 2 women in L.A. rejected him. And now he's turning towards the dark side. You have a pool of women in L.A. And because 2 women decide to turn you down, that was enough for you to sit there and hook up with a violent criminal. I want to ask you again. Okay, I want to ask the audience again. What is it that keeps you watching this show? And I'm not sitting there saying this to be judgmental. I've only been watching this show for about, 2 years? And I know people said that, in the past the show was more interesting. They have fashion shows and better writing and yada, 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 yada. Okay? That was like 1990, 1980, blah, blah, blah. What is it that is keeping you watching the show now? That is what I want to know. Because for me, I'm just watching the show now. I'm always hearing people in the comment section, people in the live stream talking about it was a better show. We all know that it was probably a better show. But what is it that keeps you watching now? That's the question that I love to ask, because it's very fascinating. I love sitting there reading the comments and stuff like that and finding out why people watch some of the shows that they watch. And, I've heard people sit there and say because it's routine and yada, yada, yada. But if that's the case, please write it down in the comment section below. Now, Liam and Wyatt are just worried about their dad. They're looking around, they see an earring. Wyatt tosses to Liam. Somebody drops it. The earring on the ground. And they look on the ground and see a blonde wig. And Liam is like, wait, this looks familiar. And he looks in his phone, he sees a picture of Steffi, sent him a picture of Sheila in a blonde wig. So now they're like, oh crap, they're looking for the dad, they're worried about their dad. They've been worried about their dad for a while. But now they're just like, maybe Sheila kidnapped Bill. Some people in the live stream yesterday wasn't there saying that, because Sheila, is a nurse and stuff like that somehow she might have hypnotized Bill. But let's be honest, this darkness has been in his heart for a while. That has been building up and festering for a while. So this isn't just okay, he's mind controlled. This has been going on for a while. The sad thing is that tomorrow we're still going to sit there and see a standoff between Bill, Sheila, Finn, and Steffi. And both of them sit there trying to beg Bill not to sit there and tell the secret and stuff like that. And I'm just like, granted, I'm looking at this from common sense and logic, which is clearly my flaw. Of, the statute of limitations, the fact that he got shot behind his back. What proof do they have? Did he have any fingerprints or anything like that? So what, he just sits there and says, oh, she shot me, and then they just, what? She goes to jail? Just like that? Seems pretty silly, but then again, it's a soap opera, and in a soap opera, pretty much almost anything to everything is possible. I don't really have much else to say because, again, there was only really two storylines, and, the Bill and Steffi standoff have been going on for 4 days now, so, still dealing with that. Anyway, before I go, I want to thank you for watching. Now, tonight I will be doing a live stream, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. So if I miss any point of this episode, please come through. We'll sit there and talk about it. We'll chop it up in the comment section. And with that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe. Also, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to sit there and doing this video a little bit too. I know I'm kind of promoting myself and being like another YouTuber, but whatever. Starting January 1st, I'm going to be enrolling in a membership program. Live streams only, exclusive videos, and member suggestions of videos that you want me to sit there and do. Starting January 1st, it's going to be $4.99. It'll be well worth it. We're going to have a lot of fun. And I figure I'd just kind of throw it in there. I'm not going to be sitting there doing it in every video, so don't worry about it. But, I kind of got to sit there and plug myself a little bit and not be the annoying YouTuber like every other YouTuber on this platform is. So, yes, with that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe, and I will see you in the next video or live stream.